Hello humans, I'm Yoshiller and welcome back to some more daily Animal Crossing New Horizons gameplay videos. Before I begin playing today's video, day 454, crazy that I made it that far, we're actually going to go outside of the game and we're going to go onto the Nintendo eShop to do something mostly irrelevant because on today, January 22nd, a Thursday, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade has released, and if you purchase it before January 31st, you get it for $40 and you also just get Final Fantasy VII Original with it. Now, this is a game that I've wanted to play. It's finally available on a Nintendo console, and I did play it back at PAX West when it had a demo, and I've been eager to play it, and I was debating whether or not I wanted to get it physically or digitally, and it's like, if I get the physical version, I'd still have to download half the game anyway, and I better buy it now. It's only $40 now. So I'm going to do it. And the reason that I'm doing this in the midst of my Animal Crossing series is because I can have it download in the background because it's going to be 90 gigabytes. That's a lot. That's going to eat up all of my Switch storage. So it's going to take forever to download. And I thought it'd be fun to try and record the entirety of this Animal Crossing New Horizons video to see if I can get the whole video done before it finishes downloading. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So there it goes. All right. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade downloading. The original Final Fantasy VII downloading. I actually haven't played the original Final Fantasy VII. And outside of that demo at PAX West, I haven't played Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. But I want to play them one day. I'm not going to do walkthroughs for these games on my channel, but I'll probably do some sort of gameplay video for them in the future. Final Fantasy VII Original is going to download immediately. That's a PlayStation 1 game. That ought to be quick. And that is already available on Nintendo Switch systems as well. They made a big deal about that back in, what was that, 2018, 2019? This only just came to Switch 2 today. That's why I'm downloading it now, because I can get this for $40 now versus the 70 or 80 it might otherwise cost. And it doesn't come with the original Final Fantasy VII. So I don't want to be one of those guys who gets a bunch of games while they're discounted and then they just kind of sit on my Switch or sit on my game shelves. I have a lot of games that are like that already. But I figure if I do this in my Animal Crossing series, it will remind me and incentivize me to play these games sooner rather than later. And I'm thinking I'll play the Final Fantasy VII Remake first, because that's much more up my alley. I'm more incentivized to play that style of game than the original turn-based RPG polygon-looking one. But I want to play them both. And I think it'll be cool to actually play the remake and then go back and play the original because they play as completely different games. But okay, this video is about Animal Crossing. It's not about Final Fantasy. Right now on Aquanet at 6:10 p.m. on Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. Now for today's announcements, we have a new friend on our island. Let's give a big Aquanet welcome to Minoru. Hooray! Finally, it all panned out. They added amiibo support to Animal Crossing New Horizons that allows you to scan in Zelda and Splatoon characters. I thought it'd be fun to scan in a Zelda character. It was a bit of a mishap initially, but now Minoru is finally here, so we'll go give her a warm welcome, especially in these snowy times. And she's so happy to have a new friend on the island. That's all for today. Have a fun day out there. Yeah, one of my villagers asked me if she should leave. I said yes, and then someone else took her place when I was trying to get Minoru to come here, so I had to have that villager leave. Now, Minoru is finally here, and I figured today, outside of that Final Fantasy download, could be all about Minoru. So let's see what we got here. Oh, I got something from Charlize. I went back to my hometown to see my peeps from the old days. Funny, I remember them as being way wilder than they are now, but I guess I've settled down too, huh? Time will do that to you. Thinking about life, Charlize. Well, Charlize, you were the first villager I ever had on my island, alongside Mac. Stands to reason that you'd be thinking about life, because that was 6 years ago when you first came to this island. 6 years ago, I was not living in my current apartment. I've been here for almost 3 years, and I've enjoyed it, but I do think about what life could be like elsewhere. I do understand that. Charles, an actual person that was on my island yesterday, and not just Charlize, my first villager, also sent me something. Orangey. Oh, because I probably said I needed fruit. You don't mind if I throw away the letter that goes with it, do you? And then what's this one? Orange. Thank you, Charles. You don't mind if I throw away this one, do you? I get why you maybe chose this card, because the sun kind of looks like an orange. Is that the idea? You know, it's fun, because the color orange and the fruit orange are both the word orange. And that's also true in Japanese. The color orange and the fruit orange are both oranges. Well, thank you. 20 oranges. Well, that's awesome. The reason I needed additional fruits was because I was trying to craft DIY recipes for my hotel to get a Nook Miles achievement, and I needed something that required like 30 oranges. So that's all good to have. And then I guess I can put the megaphone here for the time being, and then the swimsuit up here for the time being or something. Okay. And then I think I should stop inside my house and drop off some items and clear out my inventory now, sooner rather than later. Then maybe I should craft or purchase something to give Minoru as a housewarming gift as my new villager. Hello to my pet roach. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do this. So we'll put the cold sleep pod into storage, the apple. No, I didn't want to eat it! Frick! No! No, I have to get another apple. I messed up. I'm sorry. I wanted to put it into storage. Whatever. We'll put these 20 apples into storage. That was a genuine misclick. I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, I got a big man bench like 2-3 days ago. I should put that somewhere on my island as well. Here's some tree branches, the snowflake, the coral. All right. The DIY recipe, the pears, the orange. Great. That. Storage, so many fruits, I love it. And then also yesterday, when I was playing with friends, I temporarily went over to my friend Platinum Rhythms Island, and I was able to get Nook Miles tickets from him. Wendy! Hello! Thanks for coming over, Wendy! Cracker! Thanks for coming in. Well, I hope you don't find this as rude. I wasn't planning on staying in my house for very long. I was intending to go over to Minoru's house because she's my newest resident. Wait, what is that? Ew, gross! I see a cockroach and I am not okay with seeing stuff like that. Sorry, but that's my cue to leave. See you later, Kerkraka. Alright, well then. That settles that. If I had to choose between the roach and Wendy, I would choose Wendy. I've known her longer. To be fair, I've had roaches in my house for a while, and I've been trying to get that interaction to happen for so long. I'm glad I finally got it. All right. And then if I recall, there was a roach upstairs in my bedroom. Yep. Sorry, roach buddy. Really put in those sentences of like, Bradley wouldn't hurt a fly. It's a shame. I don't enjoy inflicting pain upon you, but I want to be able to have residents at my house and for us to enjoy ourselves. And then want to tell me, once I've actually gotten all of them, let me check my office space real quickly, and then I'll go back into my main room, and then I'll end things there. I don't think there's any in my office space. These fans have been putting in the work, blowing out the roaches. Very good. I probably could stand to upgrade my room in due time with some other stuff. Is there another roach? There better not be one in the kitchen. I've got pancakes in the kitchen. All right, I don't want them roaches getting to my pancake. Oh, you know where it probably is? Because I swear you get a notification letting you know that you've eliminated all of the roaches in your household. It's probably in the basement. It's probably in the basement, my little playroom with all my train sets and aquatic-themed functions. Yep, here it is. Sorry, buddy. I didn't want to have to, but you had 4 years in my house with unpaid rent. There we go! All right. Oh, good. All the pesky cockroaches are gone. I feel so much better now. And now, Wendy, you can come back to my house if you want, but maybe you shouldn't because I'm going over to Minoru's house anyway. All right. I suppose I could repurpose something from my own inventory and give that to Minoru as a gift, but nah, let's get her something fresh. Let's craft something or order something maybe. Let me see. Let me go ahead and pick up that little pebble. And then I will go ahead and stop by Resident Services real briefly to put in an order because now that Minoru is actually, well, I guess I'll explain this now. Now that Minoru is on my island, because I scanned her in via Zelda-themed amiibo, specifically a Mifa amiibo, but a Zelda-themed amiibo nonetheless, I can now order Zelda-themed items from the Nook terminal. Oh no, I didn't use the machine yesterday. My streak is broken. Not that it matters because I got Nook Miles anyway for flying to other islands, but whatever. Let's go ahead and redeem the Nook Miles. Yeah, so now I should be able to go into, is it a novelty? I should be able to order Zelda items on here now. It's not a novelty. All right, let's just, it's not special apparently. Let's go ahead and go into everything. Everything, bell bag rug. No, it's none of these. I don't, maybe it's not, maybe you don't buy it with Nook Miles. Maybe it's just like in the regular catalog. Let me see, Nook shopping. Oh, that's right. I put all my money in the bank so I could do coffee roulette yesterday. Okay, don't worry. This video will eventually get a move on. ABD. Here we go. I will go ahead and withdraw 120,000 bells. That ought to be more than plenty, thank you. Okay. And then, now I want to do some Nook shopping. All right, so special goods. Let's see, posters, promotion, seasonal. I guess it's promotion. It should be here. We got the Mario items. Here we are, there we are, okay. So, now I can order Zelda items. As long as you scan in some sort of Zelda character, Zelda amiibo, I guess, you'll get a character, and as long as you have a character that comes over here, you can now order items from the catalog. So you can get a Decayed Guardian from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, because the Guardians aren't really in Tears of the Kingdom. They are in Age of Calamity. You can get a fairy bottle, a goddess statue, which is in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, where you can cash in your spirit orbs or spirits of light and get hearts and stamina vessels. You could also just flat out buy a heart or a heart container. Master Sword, Rupee, Silent Princess, the flower specifically from Zelda. I would actually like to buy a couple of these. When I say specifically from Zelda, I mean it's actually associated with Princess Zelda. I guess like a Silent Princess could be a flower and other means, but it was associated with Princess Zelda herself. A Triforce. Funny how it's 3,333 bells. It would be more fun if it was actually just 333 bells, but I mean, I get it. I'll go ahead and order one of these. And then a Zonai Authentication Crest. That's hype as heck. I'll go ahead and order one of those, sure. Oh, frick, I already maxed out. And we got a Tri-Rod, an Ocarina of Time, a Tri-Headband, Ancient Princess. Oh, wait, the Tri-Headband's interesting because Tri is a character from Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom specifically. So these items exceed just Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's Zelda items across the board. So you got an Ocarina of Time, naturally from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the Tri-Headband, the Ancient Princess Wig, which is specifically Zelda's from Tears of the Kingdom, because she has a shorter hairdo in that game, the Champion Wig, which resembles Link from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Link Hat, which looks more akin to Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, Champion Outfit, specifically based on Breath of the Wild, Link Outfit looks like it's specifically based on Twilight Princess, Tulin Outfit based on the character Tulin, who could be one of your residents here, Hylian Trousers, more so based on looking like Ocarina of Time, Ancient Princess Costume, this is Zelda's costume, more so resembling her appearance from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Although, no, that's probably not 100% true. This, in Breath of the Wild, she kind of has like a blue shirt on, doesn't she? But I guess she could have this dress on in Tears of the Kingdom. And then the Minoru costumes, based on Minoru, who I'm going to go meet momentarily. Ancient Princess Sandals, Hylian Boots, Hero Sword and Shield. That's awesome. Korok Forest Wall, Korok Forest Flooring, Pocket Camp. Okay, now we're just getting into all the miscellaneous other things. Well, very good. Those items I ordered, those will be in the mail tomorrow. Very good. All right, and now let's see what we've got in our regular shop with regards to being able to get Minoru a housewarming gift. I, at one point, thought it would be really funny to give Minoru, a Zelda character, a bunch of Splatoon items, and then give a Splatoon character a bunch of Zelda items. But what I'm thinking I'll do instead, so I have one Splatoon item on me, and it's my favorite Splatoon item in this game. It's the Big Man Bench. I'm thinking I want a Big Man Bench here from now on. I just want Big Man Benches all over. So, I will go ahead and put these other benches in storage. And just to remind myself to get another big man bench, I will go ahead and move this bench over here. Oh, this would hurt my ears in real life. It would be so noisy just pushing a bench across this like hard floor. There you go, big man bench. And it's also fitting. He's a manta ray, an aquatic creature on Aquanet, an aquatic themed island next to my bug shrines, I guess. But Big Man's awesome. In Splatoon, he represented just about every team theme I liked. He was even on Team Big Man. That was awesome. Okay, so now that we've got that bench there, let me go ahead and see what items are for sale here. And if it's not an item that's of interest to me, maybe I'll go catch a big... Ooh! What the heck is that thing in the top right? The heck is this? This looks awesome. Seems like you're interested in an elaborate kimono stand. Let's see, it's 220. I can buy it, but I don't even have the necessary bells to get it right this second. Give me just a moment, if you please. I could also buy her something small like a duck, but no. I have plenty of bells to spend in this game. It would be worth buying that at least once so I could reorder it, and I think it could do well in Minoru's house. But I also wanted to have today's video focus on me redecorating Minoru's house, because I did clear the Happy Home Academy DLC, and that gives me the option to customize all my villagers' houses here on my main island. But the only villager whose house I ever decorated was Mac. And that's purely because he was my first villager alongside Charlize, and Mac's house was isolated from the rest because it didn't fit in the back of the island, and I gave him a little lakeside house, so I thought I'd go ahead and make it a bit more luxurious. But I think it could be fun to do Minoru's house as well. So let's see what we've got. So this will be a housewarming gift, I'll buy it. And then through the magic that is Animal Crossing, I will go ahead and wrap up this elaborate kimono stand in some basic gift wrap. So give me just a moment, please. All right, I need to scroll on down. Boom, boom, boom. Here, how about some purple? Because purple is a color that's associated with being fancy, or at least was at one point in time, because making purple fabric used to be very tricky. You had to get a very particular flower. So it was associated with people who were rich, who were willing to spend that type of stuff for something like a cloak or a robe. Anyway, I'm wrapping this up. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and give Minoru Hello. And then I will go ahead and demolish the interior of her house to replace it with something better, extreme makeover style. Best to do these things now before you're too situated. You want to decorate your houses sooner rather than later. Oh, Flick is here. I had some bugs in my inventory that I could have given to you, but that's fine. We're gonna pass on that. Anyway, you want to decorate your house or do things before you get too situated. Why, my grandparents' house back in California, right across the street was a house where two people had just moved in, and shortly after they just moved in, they were asked if a movie company could film there, and they said yes. So basically, they moved in, got paid to stay in a hotel for like a month or two, and then got to come back and finish decorating their house. So that's the strat. Minoru, you best do the same. If someone wants to film in your house, now's the time to do it because you're not fully unpacked yet. Our time at the campsite together was just marvelous, and you invited me to move here, you silly thing. Yeah, I hope you don't mind the fact that I had 11 people come inside your campsite, but I'm glad that didn't bother you. Well, now I'm here and I'm ready to find out if Aquanet is truly everything you said it would be. But first, I really must get things around here organized. You know how moving can be, Construct. Let's get together tomorrow and hang out, shall we? Well, would you still like a housewarming gift? Once I've got all this sorted out, my big move will finally be complete. Come on, Minoru, focus! One more. It's like I haven't even made a dent. I should take a break, maybe a nice hot bath. No, I will finish today! Well, I guess you're gonna have to. I know the pain of moving, especially when you're by your lonesome. I was gonna give you a housewarming gift, but that might have to wait till tomorrow. But I would be curious to see if I can still decorate your house. That'd be cool. I would like to see that, and then maybe you can join us for some stretches at another time, and maybe that'll help you get into the moving mood. Not there really isn't a moving mood, I'll be honest with you, but sometimes you just gotta be in the mindset that you're just gonna do it. Also, what I should do is I should order one of those Hylian statues from the catalog and replace this rock with that. I think that would be the play. But for right now, let me see if I can go to Resident Services and customize Minoru's house before she's all moved in. Well, let me do that. I'll just do your house for you, Minoru, free of charge. All right, Mr. Nook, you are the one with whom I wish to speak. Let's see what we've got, man. How's it going? Ah, Yoshiller, hello, hello. This is the construction consultation counter. How can I help you, Let's talk homes. Of course, let's talk about them. We can discuss your own home or suggest designs to one of our other residents. Which will it be? A resident's home. Oh, you'd like to pitch some new home designs to a residence? We can certainly arrange that. To get started, I'll need 9,000 bells up front. That's a lot, so I'll give you some miles once the work is done. You can have it. What do you say? Are you ready to brainstorm ideas? Yes, I will pay to update the interior of Minoru's house. Fantastic, let's not waste any time. Who would like to talk about resigning their home? Will you even let me select Minoru? You will. But Minoru just moved in today. I think it might be a bit soon for her to worry about her home's design just yet. She hasn't even unpacked. That's why we should do it now. Interesting. Well, I guess I've never seen that dialogue option before. Darn it, I was all excited to update Minoru's house. This thing it's all taking too long. Minoru was supposed to be here like 4 days ago. Her house should have been updated by now. Well, I guess we'll pass on that. I suppose I haven't been working at the hotel for a little while. Maybe I should go and do some more work at the hotel to get that wrapped up, huh? I should also check and see which DIY recipes I can attempt to construct. So let me start with that. Let me see what DIY options I have available with regards to stuff for the Nook Miles achievement. And then maybe I'll go and update one of the hotel rooms or add an additional one or whatever. All right, let me see. Whoa, that's right, I never made the sci-fi flooring. I could do that. Sure, let's go ahead and make it. That way it's an option for the hotel in the future. I only got that sci-fi flooring recipe in the previous video too, so there, that's done. But that's not one of the recipes I should have been focusing on. But now it has a check mark on it, so I don't have to worry about that ever again. All right, so now we can make this. But I need 3 of them, darn it. I can make this, thanks to all the oranges that Charles gave me at the very beginning. Huzzah, I don't gotta worry about that one anymore. So I'll go ahead and drop this off. I'll go ahead and pick these up along the way too, why not? Okay, boom, boom. All right, we are on the move. Ahoy, Yoshiller, you're just talking to me? Yeah, you have something you want to say? Yar, Yoshiller! Your shell arch that you made before? Big hit! You're putting Aquanet on all the good charts and maps. I gotta thank you for all your hard work. Here's 100 tickets, a wee token of me appreciation. Well, thank you. I mean, that would have been a tricky one to make otherwise, but thankfully I've been collecting stuff for 4 years. Oh, there goes my controller vibrating. Well, thank you. Looking forward to continuing our work. Me too. What do you say we continue it right this second? Submit that, boom. The bookshelf's gonna be tricky because I have to get to books. Oh, and then the shell fountain is gonna be tricky as well. Darn it. These things are getting trickier and trickier by the completion. Well, let's see if I can even do a shell fountain, huh? So let's craft. Let's see what my option. I can't do a shell fountain. I need more giant clams. Well, I can run around my island real quickly and see if I have any giant clams just sitting around. I got 3 so far. Is this a giant clam? No, it's a sand dollar. Is this a giant clam? No, it's a sand dollar. All right, I'm looking. You might hear a siren in the background. That merely means that an ambulance is driving by and someone's on their way to being saved. So don't worry about that. I'm just gonna talk over it in hopes of making this video more presentable. Let's see. That's a cowrie. That's a sand dollar. Oh, where's a giant clam when you need one? In the ocean, presumably. But too bad I can't use my swim gear to just dive down and grab one. I have to wait for them to wash up onto the shore. So that way I don't disturb their ecosystem or whatever. Or contaminate their wildlife. I guess that would still be damaging their ecosystem, but you get the idea. All right, well, I don't want to spend this entire video looking for giant clams. If I don't have giant clams, I don't have giant clams, and that'll be my cue to simply go back over to the hotel and design a room. But I do have more island spaces that I can explore. Let's see, oh, yep, and then there's this. I think this was even here yesterday and I just never looked at it. Here, that's a giant clam. Okay, and what DIY recipe might be in here? Let's open that up. Okay, this is from Claude. I found a recipe in an old dinosaur book I didn't know I still had. That dino's gotta be real mad by now. I was gonna keep it a secret, but I'm bad with secrets, real bad. I hope you make it too. Log wall-mounted clock. Well, what do you know? I already know it. I could go back over here and put it on my table, right. All this stuff is here. Well, I will go ahead and put this on here. Drop that item. There you go. Great. And then, I guess if I wanted to, I could put the food item recipe right over here, so drop that over there. There you go. Okay, now then, I need to find one more giant clam. Cowrie, sand, well, I may as well pick them all up anyway. Who knows when I might need this type of stuff for other future recipes for this Nook Miles achievement. You know what I mean? You guys are just checking out the beach. Go for it. I've got one more beach area where this stuff could be, and that's gonna be over here in the lower left area of the map. I just need one more giant clam. Right, I can't go through there. It's so deceiving. I can't do it. One more giant clam. Cowrie. Cowrie. Venus comb. Let's see. Giant clam, please. Sand dollar. Okay. Okay. And sand. Oh my god, I'm really just gonna be one giant clam short, huh? Wait! There is hope yet, folks. No! Frick! Alright, well, I mean, I guess one could be up here. I see what appears to be a clam, but it could be a sand dollar, but hopefully it's a giant clam. Let me see. All right. Obviously, these are gonna be Venus combs. Okay, what about these? And cowrie. Sand dollar. No. Sand dollar, the last one. Oh my god. I don't care how many sand dollars I got. I lost the giant clam lottery. Doggone it. All right. Well, I can still bonk my rocks, and I ought to do that because that's a daily activity that I should be doing because I know I'm gonna need more stones to craft a variety of other things in the future, and I can't just forever rely on my friends to give me their stones. Okay, here we go. All right, we're gonna bonk. Oh. Why did that happen? Because I ate the apple! Oh. Oh no. I didn't even mean to eat that apple. No, I destroyed one of my rocks. It's gonna spawn somewhere else. Let me dig these up. That's a problem for tomorrow's me, I guess. Darn it, because I ate that apple by accident. None of this is supposed to be happening. All I wanted to do was give Minoru a home makeover. It's all falling apart. This is what I get for putting the game down for 4 years. I didn't know Nintendo was gonna update this game 4 years later. Like, who does that? Hang on, is this a giant clam right here? Might this be a giant clam? No, those are cowries. That's a summer shell. Ugh. All right, this is not going well. This is not going well. I just didn't, I can still shake this and get the coconuts and bonk it for some wood pieces though. All right, let's do that real quick. All right, here we go, boom. Just this one though. I don't accidentally want to break the tree. I know that's not how it works with a stone axe, but still. I don't want to break the stone axe either. All right, whatever. I spent enough of this video doing a whole bunch of nothing. Let's just go inside the hotel and add another room to it, huh? Huh? How's that sound? While Minoru gets moved in, is probably staying at the hotel for the night. It's not that late because you're still here. What you got for me?
Hello, Yoshiller, how you doing? Oh, I almost forgot there'd be more rooms for you to decorate now. If you don't mind helping again, I'd be real pleased. So, what do you say? You're gonna help me with the guest room?
Yar, I'll help.
Thank ye. Then let's get started with that room 5 work. I'm counting on ye. I got me 2 ideas for the theme I'd like to go with. Which one do you think feels right?
Let's see. Ooh, skyscraper room or a diner room? Let's do a skyscraper room. I'm all for that's modern city aesthetic, and I love skyscrapers.
Skyscraper room? Oh, yar! I be getting real excited to see how that'll turn out. Let's head up to the crow's nest.
I'll try my darndest. Diner room could be fun. That would just be a matter of sticking a bunch of stuff on the wall, but there's already a wallpaper that replicates that. Oh, no, this is a little quaint for a skyscraper room. If we're really in a skyscraper, we should have it nice and big. So let's start by, hang on, now let's start by increasing the size here. I need it to be bigger. Bigger is better. Okay, so boom. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Is that too big? No, that ought to be good. All right, and then coming in, yeah, we need the hardwood flooring. We don't have windows with this wallpaper. We can't. It's all one big window. And then I guess the lighting ought to be the bluish then, yeah? Because you're looking at, I mean, maybe it should be something like with a yellow tint. It's a little harsh though. But I think a yellow tint could look good. I mean, even just the blue glow from the windows is already doing a bit of the work. So maybe just a white. I think maybe just a white is fine. Okay. And then we want it to sound like you're in the city, right? So we gotta have some of that. Cool. All right. And now, what does this place recommend in terms of items? You want it to be like an office, is what it seems like. But I want it to be like the penthouse suite of the hotel, kinda. But let's just see what else you're recommending to me. So some plants, a tabletop record player. I mean, that's funny, but all the places around here I don't think would want a record player. So we have cityscape wall and we have skyscraper wall. Ooh. Ooh. That's cool. These are both cool, honestly. I'll leave it with that. Well, no, because at least this one definitely makes you feel like you're inside. This makes you feel like you're on a rooftop, which I guess could work. Do we want to play around that like it's a rooftop? Do we want to have, okay. So then can we have like a ping pong table or something? I don't know. That's where my head is at. So if we're on the rooftop, then it wouldn't have tile wood flooring, would it? We need different flooring. Give me one moment. This is gonna act like it's a rooftop. So gold, probably not. Wood, possibly. Spooky, it's called spooky flooring. That actually looks kind of nice. Artsy parquet, no. That's not what we're going for. Stone, no. Paintball floor, I mean, that is possible. That's possible. That's looking more steel. No, we don't want to feel like that. Black brick, brown brick. It's probably a brick flooring of some kind is where my head's at. Let's see. Brick. No, it's too bright. I want it to feel like it's outside. So I think brick like that is good. I don't know that I'm gonna find something else that feels outside-ish. Rose flooring. No. Because that kind of gives off a different type of aesthetic, and this makes it once again feel like it's inside. Camo flooring. No. These all feel more interior. I think to make it really feel like it's outside, we got to go with the brick. Okay, so did I want red brick or brown brick? I don't think I had either of those, did I? Black brick? Black brick. Black brick. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, there'll still be like a bed over here, don't get me wrong. Maybe it should be hammocks then. So, well, okay. Let me see if we want creatures. No. Do we want any partition walls? We'll probably want like a counter or so maybe like a low simple island counter. Actually, there's the stone ones, right? I think this will make more sense. So here we go. So we'll put these over here. All right, so boom. And then I'll put like a hammock or a bunk bed or something over here. That'd be cool. Or hey, actually, I had that sleeping pod that I used yesterday to go to sleep in my bathroom. It might not be the most applicable thing, but it could be fun to have. A crescent moon chair. How are we feeling about this? Maybe not. I think it could be cool, but I think it takes away from the theming of the room, yeah? So let's see, do we want a transit seat? No. I mean, a transit seat is city-esque. A swinging bench I actually think is a good idea. I know people would be scared to do this on a rooftop, but I think having this type of thing up here is appropriate, honestly. And then we'll go with the dark wood, because everything's kind of darker here. There we go. All right. And I mean, we're not actually on a rooftop, okay? So you can all relax here. And then we'll have this next to the little tub here. Okay? What else do we got? What are my other options here? We'll have some tables, absolutely, but maybe I should put a table down now. So a cool dining table, but this is outside, so ironwood low table, no. Need something that sounds like it would be outside. A wedding table? I suppose. I can customize this. Ooh. Garden? That gives us some green. I feel like that's kind of clashing with the design, though. I think we want some blues and grays, as depressing as that might sound. Checkout counter, no. Okay, maybe I best just go with a bed and we can figure it out from here, right? So we can either do a tatami bed, we can do a log garden lounge, but I don't know how comfortable it's gonna be. And then we can do the paradise planning hammock. Okay, and what are my customization options for the hammock? Oh, I can actually change the cloth design. I like that. What are my pattern designs? Stars? I like having the stars. And then do we want to just do blue kazoo? Okay. I like that. I like that. So we'll put a hammock over here. All right. Here we go. Hammock here. And a hammock here. All right, I guess they should be a little bit more spaced apart, right? So let's move these over. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that way you can actually get into the hammock. So maybe we don't need this then? Perhaps not, but it feels a little weird to like go up here. Okay. Feels a little weird to get a hotel room and then you're sleeping in a hammock, right? But then again, I am trying to make this outdoor theme. So maybe we do the cool bed. I think that could work. Let's see. And the fabric color, probably blue again. Blue or brown. So we'll do blue. And we can do silver framing. Maybe that's the play. I think we can still have hammocks in here, or like a hammock in here. But I think the play is to have two of these. All right, so we'll do this. And if we're gonna do that, then maybe, do I want a wall in here? I don't know, I think just having the counters here is fine. I think putting in a partition or a wall or something would kind of take away from it. And see, I was thinking about having the cool sleep pod here. That could be neat, but that also isn't quite the theming here. And then do we want one of these like beds with the overhangs on it? Probably not. Probably not. Okay. Now, we do need some stuff where you can place your belongings. I'm totally acknowledging that. So maybe we just want like a storage shed. Or, I mean, we can still have like an upright organizer here. So, see that's a bright blue though. So maybe we would want like a dark brown. There you go, and you want some checkered beige there. I think that's fine. I think that works. We can put this over here. Okay. And then the hammock, I guess for all intents and purposes, could go here, facing this way. Okay. What else we got? A bookshelf? I don't know if that's the best thing to have up here. A mirror, we should, because it's still a hotel room. I'm trying to, a powder room booth. I'm trying to find like a nice balance between it feeling like it's outside, but it still being a hotel room. Here, the cool one. Yeah, the cool one. There we go. That's fine with me. I'm digging that. Also, I didn't put this all the way up against the wall. That's my bad. Okay. And then we would want, do we want a partition? No, that's okay. Do we want any arches? No, I think that's fine too. Ooh, a brick oven. Honestly, could be a good idea. Or some sort of oven. I like that. I like that a lot, honestly. Okay, here. And then we'll go ahead and make that brownish? Brown or black? Brown? That works for me. That works for me. So this type of stuff should be on the other side, right? Like, when you're on a rooftop, what are you doing? Maybe you're barbecuing something. Maybe you're using an air fryer. You could be cooking something, right? So I think having this type of stuff, maybe that should just go all the way in the corner. I think that's the play. Do I want to have this here? I thought a kitchen counter could be a good idea. Do we want a utility sink? Not a dishwasher. I don't think. But we could have a barbecue here, or a furnace, an outdoor kitchen. I mean, that's literally what I'm talking about, right? Here we go. So we can have that here. All right, and then we can have that be. They do have a blue one, but I'm actually kind of leaning toward having it be the black one because it's wooden this way. So I like that. Okay. Do we need a sink? We should have a sink. We should have a sink. All right, and then that's good right there. What else we got? A floor lamp. I don't think I want a floor lamp. I would want a lamp that could go, well, okay. Here's my thinking. Can I put this on top of one of these? I can. Okay, well then that's, oh, can I? Oh no, I can't. Never mind. I wanted a lamp that could go on there. I need a tabletop lamp. So never mind. TV. So these are my TV options, huh? A juicy Apple TV or a retro TV. Well then I guess we'll do a juicy Apple TV, and we can do that in red or green. Red it is. I figure you need to have a TV. Right? You gotta have a TV. I guess the TV can go like here. I guess. I'll come back to that. Let me see what else we got. Karaoke system. All right, folks. How about this? How about I go ahead and tell a little bit of a side story, completely irrelevant to what's going on right now, but while I'm doing what I'm doing, how about I just share a little story to help spice up my commentary a bit, to make this video a bit more engaging, so you can come out of this experience having thought about something, or rather. So, folks, I don't do content creation full-time. I don't do video editing full-time. I actually work typically 40 hours a week or so at a retail job, and I like that job, and I'm very fortunate to have that job. And that's often why the hours in which I record and upload these Animal Crossing videos are all over the place, because I'm scheduled to work at this retail job all over the place, and I try to do my video editing work around it. But that's not really what the story's about. The story is just about something that happened at my retail job, and it's nothing too extreme, but that's kind of the point. It's a very mundane story otherwise. So I hope that you'll respect the fact that I don't really want to reveal where I work. I'd like to have that part of my life remain at least a little bit private. So it is otherwise a pretty straightforward and often mundane job. But I have fun most days. Some days better than others, but I enjoy my job. And I know that for a lot of people that might work a retail job, it can seem monotonous to the point where you might wonder if you're contributing at all to something greater. If you are important, your self-worth and your self-esteem might go down, right? And that's why I'm so glad I get to go home. I get to go home and work on videos and make cool stuff and create things, right? It's my creative outlet. And I know other people might not have that, so they go to work and that might be all they do, and they wonder if what they're doing is important. Okay, now we're in the kitchen stuff. Okay, now we got all the foods. We're gonna skip past that. A switch? I think a switch is a good idea. Let me set one of those down just for a moment. I'll do something with that later. So, I'm here to share a story that will tell you that just about any sort of small action might have a big impact on someone. I was working a checkout register, and ordinarily, the place at which I work does not take cash. We are cashless. We will do card and digital payments only. And we had a guest that was trying to buy something real cheap, a card, a postcard, 50 cents plus tax, so I guess 55 cents. And I rang her up. I said, okay, you'll see your total on the screen, then you can insert or tap your card. And she says, oh no, I have cash. And we have a little sign that says, we're cashless. And I said, I'm sorry, we can't do cash right now. And she goes, oh no. And I said, what's wrong? Do you only have cash on you? She goes, yeah. And I go, now there's things that we could do where if someone only has cash, we can direct them to places, ATMs and machines and whatnot that can help them. I decided, you know what, like 55 cents, I'll just buy it for you. So I did, and she seemed a little confused at what was going on at first, and then she was like, oh, no, you don't have to do that. And I said, it's 55 cents, I promise. It's fine, I insist. And then she tried to hand me her cash, and I said, no, please, I promise. It is okay. Have a good one. And she goes, oh, that's so nice of you, thank you. And I said, of course, easy peasy. And she goes, here, have you ever been to this place? And she like reaches into a bag, and she pulls out a postcard for the Seattle Museum of Flight. And I said, oh no, I've actually never been there. It's a short drive away from me, but I've never actually been to it. And she goes, okay, here, you can have this one. Consider it a trade. I said, all right, thank you. I'm gonna, oh, wait. Billiard table, yes! Thank you, this is exactly what I wanted. And I can customize the billiard table? Thank you, this is exactly what I wanted. So we got some table tennis over here. Very good. And then we got some billiards over here. Okay. So, why did I share that story? Well, other than it being a pretty simple and hopefully feel-good story, I reckon me spending 55 cents, less than $1, on this little postcard for this guest really made her day, because ideally she's gonna write something on that postcard and mail it out. And she might be able to say, yeah, this guy at this place just gave it to me. And look, I didn't do this action to receive rewards. I didn't do this action just to tell this story, make myself look good. I did this action to just make the other guest happy, genuinely. And those 55 cents that I spent probably made her day. And for me, now I have a postcard to the Museum of Flight. And I hope to visit that museum one day. It sounds cool. And now I just have that postcard sitting beside me to remind myself that such simple, mundane, otherwise everyday activities can really mean a lot to someone else. What may be mundane and straightforward and simple to you might have a lasting impact on someone else. You never know what someone else is going through. Good things, bad things. And as such, you never know what your actions might do. Good impact, bad impact. But all this to say, even the most minor of things can make a major difference. That's all. I just spent a couple of cents at a store and probably made this person's day. And I have this postcard to remember that fact. To remember that if you ever feel as though what you're doing is unimportant or that you don't matter, well, maybe the truth is that you did do something that mattered and you just don't know about it. And maybe you never know about it. Or maybe there's something that you can do that will still matter greatly to someone. Or it's very possible that I'm looking way too into all of this, that I'm trying to find a greater meaning of something very mundane and ordinary. I don't know. I thought it'd be a fun story to share. And if my story benefits someone else, then that's a bonus, right? If nothing else, it hopefully provided more entertaining and engaging commentary than me just mumbling over what's been going on so far. So let's see where I'm at. Let me see. Do we want a hanging towel rack? We probably do want some sort of towel rack, yeah? So let me see what else you're recommending. A wristwatch. Well, a shower set. Okay, well, we got the towel rack here. It takes away from the illusion because it would just be hanging. But I think having a towel rack is a good idea. And that should go. Not quite there. Well, hang on, I can customize this? I can customize it. Well, then maybe we'll do the gold one. Oh, I know it kind of takes away from the illusion. I know, I'm not ignoring that. Put that right there. Okay, cool. All right, and I think I'll want like a standing clock. It's coming together, I feel. I feel like this is kind of a fun little room to be in. I want a standing clock, and I still want some sort of tabletop lamp. So, all the way at the bottom. Golly. That's right, because I was looking at the clothing previously. Okay. Yeah, no hanging items. Keep on going up. All right. I take these things seriously, especially since I'm doing a video. I want this to reflect properly. We can have a digital alarm clock. That's doable. But I was kind of hoping, like, earlier I saw that park alarm clock. Well, Blossom Lantern, can that go? Okay. I want to go back to this view. Okay. Can this go on a table? It can. Okay. I like that. And I think I like the idea of, like, well, I think I need one more little desktop here. And then I can put the switch and then another light on top of that. So let me see. So Blossom Lantern. So I'll put another one over here real briefly. Or actually, that's just that. This is an actual table lamp. This is actually what I wanted. Okay, here, table lamp. Okay. I don't know if we want any fancy patterns. I think just black is probably fine, as boring as that might be. Here. Okay. Here. So we'll move this over here. There you go. And then maybe I do want just like something a little, so like this type of table lamp to go in the middle. Maybe I do want that. Okay, and then I'm gonna want one more over here. Banker's lamp. Yeah, we can have a banker's lamp over here. Is that actually what it's called? I never knew that was called a banker's lamp. Okay, well these are all lamps, huh? Well, okay. Do we want to do candles? No. We don't want to do candles in a hotel room. Never mind. I'm immediately backing out on that. Okay, so in that case, these are the types of TVs I would rather have. So we'll get rid of that. And then I need a table for that to go on. So let me see for a moment. Just a nice table. It doesn't need to be anything super big. An iron work table, long folding table. No, I don't think I want to do a folding table. Antique console table. Well, I mean, I am putting a console on it. Let me put that there for a moment. I might go against that. No, that's probably fine. Okay. Let me move these over so we can do boom. Oh. I'm just trying to rotate this. Can I not rotate it because that switch is in the way? Stop. Thank you. Okay. So then the TV can go on there. Right, so I can put that there. I can put this here, and maybe the switch just goes on the floor here or something. Yeah, I think that's probably the play. Okay, and there you go. Now you have like an outdoor type of hotel room, I guess. And any last minute additions? I guess I can have a small covered round table to put the switch dock on. Here, this is nice. Here, gray with is there a brown? What the heck? Damascus pattern blue. That's interesting. Okay. Here. How about just gray then. Blue and gray. Alright, the switch can go, or I mean I guess technically I could no. I'll put this over here. Treat the switch with some respect, yeah? That's how I'm playing this thing in the first place. Alright, but outside of that, is there anything else I would want? Is there anything? Again, gotta be careful. I gotta make sure that I maintain the room's aesthetic while also keeping in mind that it's inside. Alright. No lockers. Like, do I want a bookshelf? Just an actual bookshelf? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're okay. I think these are fine. And then I already have the powder room booth. I talked about having a partition previously. Don't know that I want one. I think we're okay. All right. Oh yeah, and then the standing lamps. Do I want one of these? Paper lantern. I guess I could put one of these over by the water here, right? Shaded floor lamp. Let me see. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't want that type of lamp though. Maybe I want a curved street light or street lamp. This can be customized, huh? I didn't know this could be customized. I think I like it the way it is, though. Let's see, a soft serve lamp. No. These ones just go on the floor. So maybe a garden lantern is the play. We'll do a bronze one. Okay, so maybe we'll just have one over here. Just to have one. Okay. I don't know if it's my best work, but I think it does get the job done. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get some photos ready. Here we go. Here. Actually, I don't think I should be standing in the center of the room. I think I should be at the other end, yeah? All right, photos ready. Okay, here you go, spin this around. Go, boom. There you go, okay. Here, give me one moment. So I want this to go over here. I'm having difficulty like getting this to look okay. I guess if I go from this angle, it's probably fine. Probably better if I go from the exact opposite side, right? That way you really get to see everything. So if I go like from here, let's say. How's that? Okay, and then what if I go ahead and do the turnip patch, huh? There you go. Here, let's go a little more up. Okay, and then I'm gonna do another reaction. We're gonna do the groove. Boom. There you go, stretching in the city. Stretching in the city. All right. Try that out. Okay, I think that'll do. I don't think taking photos in the other angles will actually do it much justice.
Yar? What's a foot?
A foot is the type of thing that I walk upon in order to get from one location to another. And it's something that comes with me being human. I'm otherwise all done.
You finished? Shiver me timbers, what a wonderful room. I'd love to stay in such a spot. Let's sail back to the lobby together.
Do you say that every time, or do you really mean that? I hope you really mean that. It would make me feel better about myself. Now then, do you think it's time for me to earn some of the game systems? Because that's one of the main things I really want to get out of this whole hotel designing experience.
Thanks to ye, we got another room ready for our guests. I can't thank ye enough. I'm giving you 200 tickets as a little thank you gift. Please take out your phone for me if you would.
So I get 200 for designing the room or 100 for designing the DIY recipes. If you really wanted more hotel tickets, the most optimal way to get more is with the DIY recipes. All right. Oh, hey, hang on. I got an actual Nook Miles achievement, which is something that I was trying to get from the get-go anyway. Design a hotel room. That's 5. The next one's at 20. I gotta design 15 more rooms? Does that mean I'm doing at least 15 more videos? Yo, I guess so. All right. Well, I'll have to keep up the pace. As for this, I'm one recipe away from getting this. So I may as well just do this. All right, give me one moment. I don't think there's anything here that I would want. These are fun items, don't get me wrong, but I'm mainly holding out for some game systems. That's what I collect after all. I collect game systems and gaming-related accessories. All right, very good then. Let's go back over here. Let's see, what were my options again? I think I recall needing a giant clam, but outside of that, what else can I get? Oh, this is craftable. Because I got some wood pieces. I have the exact amount of wood that I need. Well, perfect. I'm making the doghouse. I sure hope I don't have to sleep in it. All right, so let me go ahead and drop this off, and that will help me knock out yet another Nook Miles achievement. 2 in 1 video? Well, that's just absolutely nuts, isn't it? Boom. And then, because this is the 50th item, a multiple of 10, Captain ought to say something. All right, and then he wants a scarecrow. Let's see what I can do.
Looks like you brought tons of DIY stuff, Yar. Now that makes me delivery trips even more worthwhile. Here's a little gift from yours truly, Yoshiller. I'm giving you 100 tickets you can use at the hotel.
Very good. Oh, and the bell's going off. It's 7 o'clock. And my controller just vibrated. Huzzah! I love it.
Looking forward to continuing our work.
Cool, there it is. The other Nook Miles achievement. Huzzah! All right, now what's the next one? Is it gonna be 100? 150? Good golly gosh. Which means the next one after that's probably gonna be 300. And then the one after that's gonna be like 500. I don't know that I'm gonna get all of these done before the series is over. But I can try to get this one. I can try to get that one, and I can try to get this. So 15 more rooms and 100 more DIY recipes. I don't know what this middle one is. I gotta access that in the first place and see how difficult it is to follow up on it. But for right now, what do you say I do 2 more DIY recipes for good luck, huh? And then we'll call it a night. Plus, I'm also still stalling. Okay, you need more stones. This I can make, so huzzah. There's 1 scarecrow, easy peasy. Knocking that out. I love that. So that's 1. All right, so that way I only have 99 more to do after this one, but 98 after the time I'm done with this video, okay? So boom. There's that. Thank you for the extra hotel tickets that I might not spend. And then flimsy shovels. That just requires wood, doesn't it? I think it specifically requires softwood. Let me double check. And you needed 2, correct? Lets me see. A hardwood, actually, but I can make 2. So I will go ahead and create 2 of them. There you go. Very good. I'm hesitant to bonk any more rocks. I need to get that apple out of my system. All right, and then I need more books. I need books. All right, well, I can't order any more stuff because I ordered all that Zelda stuff already. And tomorrow I'm gonna go and decorate Minoru's house. That's the plan. All right, there you go. A clacker cart. Okay, maybe I will do one more. What does it take to make the clacker cart, huh? I think it specifically requires toys, like a toy item. So let me see. That requires, oh, I can make it. Just wood. Okay, I'll make it real quick, but then I actually gotta stop, okay? And then I'll check on the download status of Final Fantasy. The original Final Fantasy ought to be done. We'd have to see where Final Fantasy Remake Integrate is at. I thought it would interrupt my recording once it was done. It will say like, this file is finished downloading. Usually that happens. Okay, and then on Lily Crown. Maybe I should actually do the Lily Crown real quickly because the flowers will take a day or two to grow back in case they need them for something else. Okay, but then I actually have to be done. All right, so let's craft. So you need how many lilies? You need one more red, white, and yellow. I can get them. I might even have lilies on this little flower patch over here. Otherwise, I'm going to designate a flower garden for such a purpose. Okay. Right. Which ones are the lilies again? I don't remember. All right, hang on. It says I have one of each already. I don't want to just go plucking them willy-nilly. The lilies are... I think they're this one. So... Right? Is that a lily? I hope I was right. It is. So white, yellow, red, and I'll tell you what. I'll even bonk this tree real quickly as well because I've already knocked the coconuts off of it. Boom, baby. Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Whatever. I'll bonk all the coconut trees. Whatever. Here's hoping that a future DIY recipe requires me to use coconuts because I'll have plenty of them. I'll have quite the abundance of them. And then I'll go ahead and put them in my inventory, my house storage in a bit. Oh, and I got a daily Nook Miles achievement for bonking trees. That's my cue to check my Nook Miles and be informed that doing that was a good idea. Boom. Thank you. It's kind of a shame I don't need to spend that many, though. Oh, I never did the stretching activity. That's fine. We'll do it tomorrow with Minoru. All right, so I should have sufficient lilies, yes? Here we go. So let's craft. Yes, yes, yes. Boom, boom, boom. Just the one. Easy peasy. There we go. Put it on my flowers to good use. Huzzah. All right, we'll drop that off and then watch. The next thing is gonna be is like, I need the rare blue and gold lily crown. And it's just blue and lily flowers and I can't even get that even if I wanted to. Let's see where we're at though. Tall marble, okay, so that's gonna require stones. That's my cue to stop. All right, so before I end this video. Oh, did these pause because I was playing Animal Crossing? I thought these would keep going. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. I wanted these to download while I was playing the game, darn it. I didn't think they would stop. Boo. It could be because I'm technically playing something off of my SD card, which is the Switch 2 patch for Animal Crossing here, and therefore everything paused as a result. That's why they didn't interrupt me. Darn it! Then in the grand scheme of things, nothing I wanted to happen in this video happened. I was doing this so that these two games would pass by and download in the background. Now I still have to wait like 3 hours for this to finish. This will finish in like 5 minutes. Okay. Wait, but this was starting even while the game was open. So why did it stop? The download will pause if the software being played uses communication. Oh. Well, I don't have the communication features on. Whatever. Whatever. Do I have that apple out of my system? If I bonk this rock, am I gonna be fine? I think I got the apple out of my system. Very good. I'll bonk this rock. Well, so much for Final Fantasy. But hey, maybe me having that little segment at the beginning of the video at all will allow me to remind myself that I tried to download Final Fantasy and I still have an obligation, sorta, to play it. Just like I have this obligation to do daily Animal Crossing videos. I still don't quite know where the end is, but if I do one hotel room per video, then I've got at least 15 more videos to do, right? At least, to at least get that Nook Miles achievement. And then I gotta worry about putting a proper rock in the proper location tomorrow because I accidentally smashed that one to smithereens. Well, okay, folks, I'll finish downloading Animal Crossing, but otherwise, tomorrow, I gotta bonk a rock, I gotta get some supplies, and I'm gonna decorate Minoru's house, hopefully. That's the plan, anyway. In any case, that wraps up this video of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. You know what, let's end the video inside Minoru's house. All right, so you can see what it is now, and then tomorrow, we're gonna give it a makeover, and we're gonna see what I can turn it into. All right. Proper outro time. I hope you don't mind, Minoru. That wraps up this video of Animal Crossing New Horizons daily gameplay, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in future videos, and I hope you'll join me tomorrow and join Minoru tomorrow while we redecorate her house. And I do some other stuff to strive toward getting Nook Miles achievements and all that good stuff. All right. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh. I'm gonna close this out. Great. So the only part of this game that doesn't use the communication features is the title screen. And that's why Final Fantasy was only downloading on the title screen. Funny. Watch. Yep. Friggin' knew it. Well, whatever. I'll finish downloading the stuff and I'll play and record gameplay for my channel one day. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh! And so, we've reached the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button or leave a comment. Either of those actions would really help me out. If you wish to see more of my gameplay content, please click the subscribe button so that you can be notified each time I post a new video. And if you click on the bell icon, you can customize how often you receive notifications. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and I hope to see you around in the future. Bye-bye, humans. Whoosh!